Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Give or Take podcast. My name is Danelis, and today I have a very special host with us today, Dr. Brotherton. How are
Hi,
you feeling today?
I feel good. How are you?
I'm feeling incredible. Today's though is just going to be a quick conversation about your story life, like how you even got to this point of your life as
Right?
successful. So who is Dr. Brotherton? Can you explain to
Who
us?
is Dr. Brotherton? My name is actually Brandi Godino-Brotherton.
Okay.
Um, my maiden name is from my dad's side. Obviously, he has both of his parents are from Mexico. And so that is the name that I grew up with. And I keep that name to this day, hyphenated with Dr. Godino-Brotherton, because I'm very proud to come from that heritage. And so I'm from an itty bitty small town. I graduated with 32 students. We have just over 1,000 people in my entire town.
Wow.
And I grew up in that small town doing everything, playing basketball, being cheerleader, all the things, right? And I went to Oklahoma State University and majored in political science.
Wow.
And actually started law school here in Houston and went to law school for a little over a semester and decided that I had to go into contract law or oil and gas to make money. And in my mind, I had envisioned myself as like the female Johnny Cochran, like going into these prisons and like righting the wrongs of people in criminal cases.
Yeah.
But that wasn't going to be a reality for what I needed financially. And so I left law school against the will of everyone. And so, like, what you need to know about me is that I'm really one of the first ones in my family to move outside of my hometown and to actually go to college at all,
Wow.
right? So there was this super high expectation and a lot of pressure on me almost to be perfect. And so making that phone call home to my parents that I was quitting law school was very scary. But in that moment, I knew that that was not my calling. And so I left law school and went into an alternative certification program. My degree is in political science, as I stated. And so naturally, I went the social studies route. And within just a few weeks, I had a job at Alief-Elsick High School here in Alief ISD. And when I walked in the school, it was clean in the summer. It was bright and shiny and quiet. And I'm like, yes, I want to coach basketball. Here I am, right? And so before I ever left the school building that day, they offered me a teaching and coaching job at Elsick High School.
Wow.
And I accepted it. And I didn't even know how much I was going to make. And the first day of school, as the teacher, right? I'm 22 years old and I'm teaching government seniors who are 20, some of them.
Oh my gosh.
And all I could think was, if I can just make it to Christmas, I'm out of here. These kids are bigger than me. I'd never been in this environment. There were so many. Elsick's 4 times the size of my hometown.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
I made it to Christmas, and here we are, still here today, 21 years later, all in Alief. But I taught and coached, and honestly, the reason that I'm here today is because my principal at the time, Ms. Rodriguez, she believed in me. And she actually saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. And she started putting me in positions to gain leadership capacity, to build leadership capacity in me. She encouraged me to get my master's and to go into administration.
Wow.
And so I did.
Yeah.
And the years that I spent with her, I was able to learn what type of leader that I wanted to be. One that loves people, that loves kids, that loves this work. And in that, I found my calling. And you'll hear me say a lot of times that this isn't my job. This is my mission. This is my calling.
Yeah.
And she encouraged me to do that. She believed in me before I believed in myself. And she told me many years ago that I needed to go back to school and get my doctorate. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, can I just get my master's first, right?
Yeah.
But again, she planted this seed in me that you really can do things that you don't necessarily believe in the moment. And so all these years later, I went back and got my doctorate in educational leadership and innovation.
Yes.
And now join the less than 1% of Hispanic women in the world that have their doctoral degrees.
Wow.
So I'm very proud of that. But all of that to say that here I am today, loving and leading and having the opportunity to be a part of Alief Early College High School. That is a super special place.
Yes, yes. Congratulations on earning your doctorate's degree. I think it's amazing. It's such an empowerment for us young ladies that are in Alief Early College. And please tell me more about your journey to becoming the principal of Alief Early College.
Right. So I became an assistant principal. I was an assistant principal for 3 years at Elsick High School. And then I became the associate principal of instruction. And so that's just right under the principal.
Oh.
And just knew that we needed to continue to grow personally and professionally. And when I say me, I mean myself and my family. Mm-hmm. And so then I made my way here to Alief Early College High School as the principal after being in administration for just 4 years.
Wow.
And have been here. This is my 7th year. And whenever I first came to Alief Early, it was culture shock for me because the schools are so vastly different. So we're talking about 4,000 kids versus 400, right?
Yeah.
And so, and a completely different environment. And so it's been an opportunity for me to learn and grow professionally and personally and really experience some of the best kids, adults, environments that I could have ever imagined.
Wow. And I jotted some questions down because you inspire me so much.
Thank you.
So you lead an early college high school. It's not a typical high school. Please explain what an early college is and why you wanted to lead one.
So an early college is guided by a blueprint that's set forth specifically for us here in the state of Texas. And that blueprint is handed down. And so an early college is an opportunity for students in high school to get their high school diploma alongside their associate's degree. So they get their associate's degree, 60 plus hours of college, at the same time that they're getting their high school diploma. And the targets for an early college are those groups of students who are most underrepresented in colleges and universities. Mm-hmm. And it so happens that most of the time those students are the young men and young women who are first generation college goers. If they were to be placed in any other school, they likely would not go to college, but we provide an environment for them to have success in that realm and maybe, just maybe, start to believe in themselves and use that opportunity to move them into the university.
Yes, that's amazing. That's incredible. And you yourself first gen, as you said, and that's incredible. A first gen leading future first gens. Right. That's amazing. What are some of the special opportunities and difficulties of running an early college compared to a traditional high school?
Well, again, the idea that our kids get this college credit is just an opportunity that you just can't put a number on, right? Yeah. And they get this for free. All of their books are included. All of the materials that they need to be successful are included. And so that opportunity is something that we try to instill in our kids to not be taken lightly. That this is an opportunity for you to change everything about your life, to change the entire trajectory of what your life may be without this opportunity. And so we really just try to empower students to begin to believe in themselves. And then that belief can take you a long way when you leave early college, because you see, I'm not in the business of just creating students that are academically sound. Of course, we want you to be successful academically. But I'm more concerned with you being a good person, with being able to walk out of A-Leaf early in 4 years into society and to know who you are, to know what you believe in, to stand on what you believe in.
Yeah.
And to have standards, right?
Yeah.
Standards that no matter what the world throws at you, they can't move your standards. And we say often to our kids, to whom much is given, much is expected.
Yeah.
And so we're going to pour ourselves into you, but we're going to expect a lot back out of you because this isn't about high school. This is about your life from this point forward.
Yeah.
And that's very different than the traditional high school setting, right? Yes, we still want to create these students who can be successful when they leave, but they're leaving with maybe, if you're in the dual credit program or the advanced placement program, 12 or 15 hours, right? So it's just a very different vibe. Of course, we don't have sports here. We don't have a lot of extracurricular.
True.
But we try to create those opportunities in ways that we can to still give our kids the traditional high school experience.
Yeah. And I remember freshman year, I think you said something around the lines of, I'm treating you guys as young adults already. You guys aren't freshmen. I'm treating you guys as young adults. So behave like it.
Yeah.
Remember, because I'm a pandemic kid. So I came, I came from Zoom and everything. You were like, no, it's not as you expected. Here you're treated as a young adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we try to really, through Avid One, and unfortunately you weren't able to have that experience traditionally, but through our Avid classes, Advancement via Individual Determination, we try to truly instill those soft skills that are needed to be successful: time management, prioritization, organization, all of the things that you need to be able to function in this different realm here at A-Leaf Early College High School. Not just throwing you into it, but teaching you what the expectation is.
Yeah, it's more intentional because in a traditional high school, these are just subjects that go by as the years progress. But then Avid for me has been life-changing in ways because it's more intentional. It's like, okay, this isn't just for an assignment you're going to turn in. This is going to be for the long run. Yeah, and it's just amazing. So moving on, I have here, please walk me through the process. You used to start your early college. What steps did you take to design the curriculum, partner with a college, or recruit students?
So whenever we begin with the recruiting process, right, and it starts early November, we start reaching out to the middle schools in A-Leaf, because in order to attend school here, you have to live within our district bounds. And so we start moving out into the middle schools and sending counselors into the middle schools. Then in December, we have a Schools of Choice night where all of the schools of choice, including ours, holds an assembly at Taylor High School, and parents can come gain more information. Then early January, parents that are interested can actually come and do a tour and have more individual, specific conversations with us about what early college is. With regards to the partnership, so the HCC partnership was established before I got here, of course, right when the school was created. And we have what's called a crosswalk. And so whenever you look at that crosswalk, it matches the high school classes to the college classes in order for students to get credit for both. So very similar standards have to be present in both of those high school and college classes in order for a student to receive credit for that. And so we follow the traditional high school plan, right, with regards to credits needed to graduate. But we just connect that through our crosswalk to the college classes in order to gain dual credit.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And my next question here is, how do you measure success for your early college, and what results are you most proud of?
So whenever you think of success, there's so many, I guess, dimensions to success, right? And I stated earlier that I do want you to be successful academically. And so, saying that we were a National Blue Ribbon school, or saying that we're an A campus as rated by TEA, those are all amazing accolades to receive. We were the Houston Children's at Risk Gold Star School. That means we really have one of the best programs for at-risk students in the city. And all of those things are so rewarding. But for me personally, nothing is as rewarding and nothing shows me that our students are successful as whenever students leave and come back to share their stories of success.
Yeah.
Because that's truly what we're trying to create, are young men and young women who are successful when they leave us, who go on and who have families and who have careers and who can come back and say that because of early college, high school, I've been able to be successful in life.
Yeah.
That's the measure of success for me, not whether or not Danella's made all A's in her high school and college classes. Yeah, I want you to do that. But really, I want you to come back and say, Dr. B, thank you.
This is what happens.
Yes. Yes. That's the true measure of success for me.
Yeah. So what motivated you to earn a doctorate while leading a school?
So that's a tough one. And actually, I finished up my doctorate right after COVID. So I went through it with COVID. And really, I just wanted to put myself in the best situation possible to ensure that I was giving everything of myself to myself, right? Because if I can know who I am and the accomplishments that I'm capable of, then I can give it to you. And like I said, Miss Rodriguez, she really was instrumental in pushing me toward reaching my full potential.
Yeah.
And so I said, let's do this. Let's be an example for my family.
Yeah.
Let's be an example for my girls that look just like me.
Yeah.
Let's be an example for students who look up to me, right? That we can do this and we can be successful despite what anyone else may say or think, or regardless of the fact that only less than 1% of us have our doctoral degrees, but that when we put our mind and heart to something, it can be accomplished.
I think it's amazing. Just stepping out of line from the questions that I have right now. I've talked to other early college kids, in other districts, and it's not the same.
Really?
It's not the same in a way that you lead with passion. Mm-hmm. And for them, it's just, okay, as soon as I graduate, here's my associates and straight into the workforce and this and this and that. But they don't really have that passion. Do you know what I mean? I even like, I was talking to one of the, I forgot her name, but she came to visit the campus, and I was just walking around with her, just chatting a little bit about her career. She's focused in mental health for the district, and she was just like, I told her, I was like, if you haven't noticed, this is the new haven of all the schools. The safe haven. And then she was just like, I could tell as soon as I walked in. I was just like, really? And I was just like, so it's very different when you lead with passion.
Yeah, I agree. And I tell my kids all the time, and you'll see this as well, but whenever you get me, it's for a lifetime, right? It's not just your principal, but it's forever. And I actually called to check on one of our kids from a few years ago, and he said that he was with his friends, and they're like, is that weird that your principal's like calling to check on you and you're like grown? He was like, no, not really.
Not really.
That's just her, right? But,
yeah.
I just really feel like when you love people and you hold them accountable, that relationship that can be fostered is something that really is respectable.
Yes. Moving on, I have, what advice would you give other principals who want to start or embark in the principal journey of leading an early college or earn a doctorate while leading a school?
Well, I think that the advice that I would give to any principal, and not just in an early college, but anywhere, is that you have to love people first. And I tell our parents every year in our parent meeting, if you're not okay with me loving your kids, then this isn't the place for you, right? And I tell my teachers the same thing. If you're not okay with me loving you, then this isn't the place for you, because there's a fine line between love and accountability.
Yeah.
And as a principal, you have to walk it. And when you show people that you care about them genuinely, and then you hold them accountable, because people want expectations. Kids want expectations and adults want expectations. They want to be held accountable. no matter how much pushback they give you, they really want that expectation.
Yeah.
Then that's whenever you start to see the magic happen, right? And that's when you start to see individuals grow and thrive, and they want to run through a brick wall for you, right? Because they trust you and they know that we're all in this game together and that we're going to win. And creating that environment allows winning to happen. And when I say winning, I mean success, student success, adult success, organizational success. It doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design.
Yes, yes. And my last, to close this off, as an early college principal and doctorate recipient, what are your next career and educational goals?
Well, that's a good question. So I love the principalship. I love the work that I do here in A-Leaf. I do aspire to do some other things, maybe some consulting outside of the actual work that we do here, but I never see myself completely leaving education, even when I do retire, right? Yeah. Because the impact that we have on kids is too important to let go. The influence that we have on kids and the ability to change their lives is too important to let someone else take the reins in that. And so I think I'll always be in education in some realm. I don't know what necessarily that will look like right now, but we are definitely working on some things to just move forward and continue to provide opportunities for kids, for students, and for teachers to grow and thrive.
That is amazing. I am excited to see what you're working on.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts that you want to let our audience know?
I just would like, I guess, to share that our students here at A-Leaf Early College High School are so special to me. The passion that you say I have, you also have the passion for learning, for caring about other people, for showing kindness. And I thank God every day that He has allowed me to be in this space and to hopefully be a blessing to all of those that I come in contact with.
Wow. And your future generations are going to be more than grateful with you, because first you put God first and then your career, which is just a setup for success.
Absolutely.
I am so happy that you joined me for this podcast.
You, Danella.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And it's actually a time capsule, so I have different teachers coming in. But yes. So this was Dr. Brotherton, you guys, and thank you for joining us today. And please tune in for future episodes. Thank you. Bye-bye.